and then I'm going to go back to, if you want the replay, you may want to just jot this URL down. In fact, let me drop that in the chat box right here, because a lot of times people want the slides, especially, to use it as an outline as they're launching their first ads. There is a handout there right now. Now, understand the slides and the replay won't be there till later today, because I need to first of all render a copy of this, which I always do, and save that and share that with you. But the slides, as I said, are customized for you. So you're not getting the slides everybody else is getting. If you were, I would just drop that in there already, but it's not true. So I do want to make sure that you're getting your customized slide for your specific presentation. Deal, everybody? All right, if you've had enough time, hopefully, to get that, let's go ahead and talk about Google Ads, because it's so important for us to understand that this is the way people are searching. We know that people look to Google when they want to know, go, do, or buy. Google's the #1 search engine in the world, and Google Ads gives us a great chance. I wonder why my lighting, let me get a little closer here. Oh, I've got some lighting issues here with, there we go. Got just a little pink, everybody. All right, I'm sure, I swear this must be a Zoom thing. All right, back to Zoom University, or to YouTube University, learn more about Zoom. But anyway, what you'll see is that people look to Google when they need anything. So when they go, they like to research. And when they see something, sometimes they go with the intention of looking for one other product or service, and then they see an ad and consider something else. And that's really what you're looking for, is an awareness, because if people don't know you exist, they can't do business with you. And you also are looking for consideration. That's in fact the first part of a marketing funnel. If you're familiar with marketing funnels, they funnel down from the top of funnel, which is really big, right? So you've got the top of funnel. Oops, there we go. The top of funnel, which is really big, that's wide, and then it funnels on down. So you're looking for awareness first, visibility. People need to know you exist. Then when they do, they consider you. They look at your credibility. They look whether or not you actually have the good reviews. So they feel like not just you're credible as being an expert at what you do, but they also feel like you are, great, not just at delivering service, but you also have great follow through. They're looking for all of that from third-party validation. Okay. All right. So as we look at the benefits, it really does reach specific audiences. You can get so targeted with your Google Ads, which is what I love. You can get very specific on who's seeing it, the demographic, the geographic, the psychographic. Is it somebody that has just had a baby within the last 2 months? You can also control where those ads appear. Understand Google works with a little over 3,000 different partners, and that's where your ad could actually show, plus all of the Google tools that we have available. I was doing a little guidebook for one of the courses that I'm doing. And in that guidebook, it said, what are the tools? I needed to do all the tools that small businesses need to know about Google that are free and accessible to them. And I actually got to 14 pages of tools. So I just did that on Monday. It's fresh in my mind. And of course, you want to measure the results, because if you're not measuring, you're not marketing. 1 minute or $1 spent that's not lifting the bottom line or getting you closer to your goal is $1 or 1 minute spent too much. So today, what we're going to be talking about is truly how Google Ads works and how it's like to advertise on Google. So some of the steps. This is the only boot camp where I am talking about something that there is payment involved with Google Ads. But if you'll hang around, I'll show you how to use some free aspects of Google Ads and things you can do without having to put your credit card even though it'll ping you several times to do that, you don't have to put that in. How you can improve your ads if you're doing Google Ads, because you do want that visibility. Remember what I said, top of funnel awareness, how to measure that success, because if you're not measuring, you're not marketing. And as always, I end with recap and resources. So let's talk a little bit about ads. Now I'm going to get a little bit dangerous here. I'm going to share the story about Trade Street Jam, which means I'm going to have to now go to a video. So I'm going to see if I can do that. Let's try it. Here we go. And we're back. Okay, good, good. I just want to make sure everything. Thank you, everybody, for following the chat box and letting me know that. So I've graduated from being Zoom noob to now Zoom user, right? Eventually I'll be Zoom pro, but we're getting there. So let's go ahead. Oh, perfect. I love her story. I really do, especially everything that she, when you launched your business and then everything happened with the pandemic. So yes, it was wonderful to see that. I love the story too. We'll jump in then and talk about how Google Ads works. That's why I wanted you to see the story. I normally, as you know, especially through Bootcamp, I've been very cautious about going to video because I was such a noob, and I still am, just right at that user stage. But I've learned how to use it, so thank you everybody for your patience, and I really wanted you to hear that story. So how Google Ads works, that's what we're going to dive in deeper to find out. And it really is about you looking at when people start searching, when they're looking for what you provide, your product, service, or solution. Think about what they look like before they're in that looking zone. Because a lot of times when people are in the looking zone, then we become a commodity, but they start searching beforehand. So, what are the words that they're using? What are they asking? What are they typing in and searching for? As we understand that, then we can see how Google creates the search results. Advertisers' bids always show at the very top. Remember, I've shown you that through other sessions. At the very top, you'll see photos at the top. That's Google Shopping. So that is a paid position. And then the first ad underneath, or the first one in the organic search result, that is actually Google text ad. So you'll see it denoted with a little square that says ad. And you'll see that the winners of an ad auction come there. So you actually pay by ad auction, which means you only pay when somebody clicks. That's different from the YouTube videos ads, because that is having to do with whether or not somebody skips an ad depending on the type of ad that you have. But when we're looking at search, you only pay when somebody clicks. So this is how that auction works. It actually determines which ad shows up first. It calculates your ad rank. All right, what does your ad rank have to do? Is it all money related? No, a lot of it has to do with your presence on Google. Remember what I said about Google being the #1 search engine in the world, right? It's #1 because the information it delivers to people when they're searching is correct. If it wasn't correct, it wouldn't be #1. But because of that, Google relies heavily on Google's algorithm. You've heard this before, the secret sauce of what all the different pings are from all the Google tools. Remember, I just said I wrote 14 pages of Google tools that are free for every business owner to use. And you've got 14 tools, all of these pinging each other saying, yes, this is a good business. This is reliable. This is good. Look at all their great reviews. Look at this great visibility. They cover all these categories. They have all these service. They have these products. Now that is raising your rank. And that also does is it gives you the opportunity to lessen the cost of your cost per click, because you are valuable information to Google to then just be able to serve up to somebody who's searching for your product, service, or solution. So that's how it depends. It also depends on competition. So when we look at context, it has to be with what's in your ad, competition with who all is also going for those same eyeballs, and then quality is not just the quality of your ad, but the quality of your Google search ranking. So today we're going to be talking about pay-per-click ads, which are the text ads, as we learn the basics, because this will give you the core that you need and the foundation to be able to create good, enticing ads. And as I was sharing, that Google Display Network will show different formats there. Is there a way to get part or all of that list for you Google Tools? Yes, Amanda. I know I was amazed by it too, Amanda, as I made the list, because I knew there was a good list. And you all have heard me say about Google Ads, Google Business Profile, Google Search Console, Google Analytics, Google Merchant Console, Google Lens. You've heard me say all of these things, but now when I listed it out, I was blown away, right? It's a pretty amazing list to look at, to realize, wow, most people don't know this. And even though I deal with these every day, this is new information for everybody. And even when I was learning it, it was brand new to me. It was a big aha. So as we talk about how you can advertise in Google, today we're going to dive in deeper in all the different specifics. Now, how many of you have actually run ads? Let me know in the chat box if you've ever run ads. Because if you've not, all right, Kara, you've run some ads. All right, some people have run some ads. Perfect. So as you get started, for those who have not, you are going to go to google.com/ads. I've run one, Nicole. I understand that. I remember my very first one. No clicks, never run an ad. No worries. We'll go through the basics here, but for those of you who've run ads, feel free to ask questions here. Remember what I said, if it's more than a sentence, then it takes me about a minute to read it. I'll save that to the end, okay? Just to give it a good experience for everybody. And as y'all know, who've ever been in a session with me, I stay. As long as people are asking questions, I stay. I won't make you stay. Of course, you've got to get on with your lives. You've got appointments and everything. Got to take care of business and your customers, right? So as you click through with google.com/ads, you're going to click start now, and you're going to sign into your Google account. Now understand, a free personal Gmail account is a Google account. Now, if you don't want a Gmail account, you can have a free personal Google account. You'll just go to google.com/accounts. Let me put that right here in the chat. All right, I just sent that over to everybody. You're going to create a new account. What you'll do is you'll use your current email address and create a password, and like any other password protected site online, that's what you'll use to access all the free Google tools. You do not have to change your email to Gmail, okay? Now, as you enter your business name, that is what you're going to do first. This is going to be the business name that you want people to see on ads. You're going to click next. Now, if you sign it up into, as you sign into Google Ads, right here at google.com/ads, you will be hit and dropped right here by default to start a new campaign. That's just what's going to happen. I'll show you later how you can get around this, but first let's walk through this portion. Now you will enter the page where you want the searcher to go. Here's where people make the biggest, most costly mistake. Here's why. So the biggest, most costly mistake people make is they put their home page here, which a lot of times, y'all, I'm guilty of it too. Your home page is your junk drawer. It's where you put everything. You got this new class going, this new podcast, you've got this new PDF, this new video. You're just uploading that all to the home page because you want people to see it. The problem is when you send them there with ads, now you force them to look through your junk drawer. How many of us are excited about that? Never, right? Even our own junk drawers. So they will leave. It's the number one mistake that businesses make is they send people to their home page. Do not do that. Whatever this ad is for. If you're selling pet photography and this is how you help, you've got a special Yorkie Terrier package, all right? So you've got a Yorkie Terrier package, then send them to the page with the Yorkie Terrier package. Do not make them look all through the home page. I understand people tell me, but Maria, they clicked on it. I'm so excited to have their attention. I want them to see everything because they might want this, this, and this. You will spend a lot of money that you don't want to spend and lose because you have not built credibility yet with them. They're coming in on an ad. So take them where you told them you're going to take them. Take them to this exact information. I'm looking at the Yorkie Terrier package. I go straight there. And then when they go to that page, now you can earn the right to be able to take them elsewhere. Well, do you not have a Yorkie Terrier? Maybe you have a big dog. You have a Labrador. You have a Husky. Then this is a better package for you. Okay? So those are some of the things that are keys that people lose track of because they take them to the home page. For a private practice, so where you can send them for a private practice is you can actually send them, let's say in a private practice, that's a great question. Let's say you have a PDF about some questions you need to choose before you choose whatever your private practice is, before you choose an attorney, before you choose a defense attorney, before you choose a dog trainer, a dog behaviorist. These are the things you need to look at. This is a video to watch about this. These are some of my frequently asked questions. So your ad could be, have you ever considered using this? So whatever your practice is, and you're wondering if it fits for you. These are the top 20 reasons why you would want to be able to use this, or have this counseling, or this coaching, or this therapy. Then you take them to that page with it. Don't take them to the page that is just there at the home page. Or it could be that you're saying, are you looking for a credible so-and-so to do this? We're the ones for you. And you take them to the about page where it talks about your team, your credibility, all your certifications, all of that is there. But do not take them to the home page unless that's where it exists. Because if you make them look for it, they are not looking for it, they are leaving. So remember that. You want to take them, there we go, to that home page. And then when you take them there, you can also preview what that looks like, because your homepage may not be absolutely. Tiffany said your services. Thank you, Tiffany. I just saw that there. So absolutely, you can show them your services too. Maybe you have services, maybe you have products, booklets, journals that you have for them. All good. Oh, wonderful, everybody. Where would it be? Would it be a page on your website they should go to? Yes, Nicole, it would be a page on your website that you're going to send them to. But this is key. What is the goal of your ad? Because if you are too diverse, meaning you want them to just do something, then your message is going to be very muddied. I have certain ads that get more calls. So I'm very specific about that ad getting more calls. I have certain specific ads that are to get more sales and more leads, or to get more visits, so people to come in the door. There's nothing wrong with having 4 different ads with 4 different goals, but each ad has to have its own goal. All right? Because if you don't, you will muddy your message. And people are so busy right now. They are just blowing through information, 12,400 messages in any given day, and they are not seeing your information unless it speaks to them. Unless they all of a sudden see their, oh my gosh, they get me. She really gets me. He really gets me. They see this, and it really does focus on what is the goal of your ad. Now, if I put 4 different ads out, I'm spending $1 a day on ad, or maybe $5 a day on ad. Let's say I'm doing that. I look and measure it right away. And if my get more calls is more effective than the other 3, I turn the other 3 off and divert all funds that way. Or I just leave the one that has the funds working with it and turn the other 3 off or change them. Okay, so I'll make some adjustments. That's why I talk about measuring your marketing. It's really key. So we got some questions here. Does that mean we need an ad for each specific page of my website? No, you don't need an ad for each specific page, Christina. It all depends, remember, on what your goal is. What is the goal? Because you might have a page that is truly built for, the goal is to get leads. You're to download this PDF and they're to leave their contact information in order to get that PDF. So what is the goal of your ad and the page? And not every page will do the work that it needs to for you. Some are pages that people will look at in their decision journey. So it's not the first place they would start, but if they started on page 1 and they looked at page 5, then they went to page 8 and read your blog and they downloaded this information, then they may end up in page 9. All right, by design. Again, that's a lot to do with your information architecture, the structure of your website. This has to do also with your goals. Okay, so both of those work hand in hand. Could each ad link to a different landing page on my website? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It could go to a different landing page. In fact, I highly encourage that, because now you know and can measure how people act on that page too. I love to use tools that really show, like mouse flow shows where people hang up and they look and see things and they go further down and look even further. Do they spend time here? It really shows how they consume information. What are the 4 common goals? Happy to show those again. Let me bring that back up. It's either get more calls, get more website sales or leads. They put those 2 together since it's highly website driven. Get more visits to your physical location, or get more views and engagement on YouTube, because when you're utilizing Google Ads, it also is where YouTube Ads lives too. So YouTube Ads happen or are created within Google Ads. Great question though. Everybody, all great questions. Now, when you write your ad, understand you have only specific space. There's not all the space in the world. So you only have 30 characters per headline, and then you've got 90 characters for text. Just a reminder that a character is a grammatical mark, so punctuation period. It's the alphabet, it's the words actually, and it's spaces too. It's everything in there. So this is all you've got, and you'll see every ad at the very bottom there, the bottom right of the rectangle shows you how much you've consumed of the characters available to you as you're typing things in. Now, because you will put your category in, or because it's also reading your category from your Google Business Profile, remember what I said about all Google tools speak to each other, then you actually can see that it will bring up certain keyword themes. And this is important because you might want to use these keyword themes. You might want to X some of these out because that has nothing to do, and you don't want to spend for people looking for that because that really doesn't align well with your business or what you're offering in this particular ad. You might also want to plus some come in. So you see the suggested at the very bottom there. That's what you might actually add in. And the good thing with Google Ads, especially smart campaigns, is it's relying on AI, artificial intelligence, of Google's experience with this industry. Now, sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. Kathy, remember when I was telling you about the pet product in Oklahoma? Well, that happens to be a higher end product. It's a $200 to $300 piece of furniture for pets, for dogs specifically. So even though they're in the dog industry, they don't align well when they're doing their ads to just pull from the pet industry, because that also pulls in leashes and pet dog food. You know, it pulls in all different things that are consumables, not the same price point. Does that make sense? You will now select your location. So this is important. You can decide to advertise either close around you, so you can just drop and drag that little bar you see between right under the rectangle, or you can actually put your address in, or you can choose, you'll see that second circle gives you the opportunity to choose zip codes, cities, and regions. When I say regions, you can put counties in as well. All right, Kathy, thank you. I saw the thumbs up. It's perfect. Now you're going to set a budget. I do actually go with what Google says and suggests there. It's always in the middle, the suggestion there. That's human psychology, by the way, to always put the price that you want them to choose in the middle. Just a little marketer's tip there. But that's recommended for you. I actually follow it, and this is why. I am not a set it and forget it gal at all. I definitely do walk the talk of measuring my marketing, because if I'm not measuring, I'm not marketing. And I'm going to go back in and see if this works. I may give every ad the opportunity to spend $7.40 a day. I may. But I might come back in 2 days and turn 4 of those ads off and leave one on. Or if one is doing really, really well, I might go back and say, you know what? I spent $7.40. I made $1,000. If I spend double that, will I make 2,000? So I will test that and get to the point when there's a law of diminishing returns where I can't double it anymore. And then I'll start changing ads. But I will put effort into what is working, and money. So as you review the campaign, look to make sure everything's right. You do want to double check your information. Unfortunately, it seems like we are eagle eyes once we hit print, or once we hit confirmed, right? As soon as it's available to the public. But it does need to go through Google Ad Auction, and it will be reviewed just to make sure there's no false claims or anything. And you do need to look at Google Ads to see the different policies and restrictions depending on your industry. How do you determine how many days? Oh, that's a great question, Shannon. I actually find out from the market. So that's why I run the ads as much as I do, because, well, not run as much as I do, but I run and I measure it. That's perfectly why I do that, or purposely why I do that. And that is because I want to see, okay, is Monday a good day? Is Wednesday a good day? Is Friday? I want the market to tell me instead of me guessing. Now, I will rely a lot on industry, especially if it's aligned. So if I was working, let's say, with a pet food company, and I was looking at dog industry, because I know it's pulling a lot of that information, the consumables, then I might rely and see if that, industry seems to say, hey, let's do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Thursday at 2 o'clock. But I really look at what the ads tell me in Google Analytics. That is the reason why I do link ads and Google Analytics, because Google Analytics, both of those are 100% free, by the way, just to use to link together. Of course, ads, you'll pay for the ads when somebody clicks on that. But with Google Analytics, it 100% free tells you how people are consuming things. It also gives you all the demographics of your customer, so you're not guessing, and what time they're looking at things. Is there a place we can go? Yes, absolutely, Cara. I'll show you where you can measure that in just a moment. Great questions, everybody. Oh, I love that you're using the chat box. So as you look here, you're going to confirm your payment information. Now, you don't have to put payment information if you're not going to run ads. It will ping you forever to do that. But if you are going to run ads, then yes, you've got to put your payment information in. Understand that, though, that is what's different. So a lot of times if you work with an ad agency, they will explain to you what their managed fee is. That is the cost of them managing it. That's their labor, their creatives, their resources. That is all them. Ad spend is totally different. That is what you'll spend with the actual tool. It's the same thing in Pinterest, in Amazon, in Facebook and Meta, in TikTok. You have managed fees with an ad agency and ad spend For you, if you're doing it directly, then all you have to worry about is your time, energy, and money, and then of course, or your time and energy, I should say, and your sweat equity, and then ad spend on top of it. Now you'll see the difference here when you're looking at smart campaigns. If you look at column 1, you'll see that all of this is automated. Everything is set up for you, which is great because I like to use and lean into the AI as much as I can since it has experience. But as I said, I always measure afterwards. So when I go back and measure, now I'll know what works for us, and that's where I'll make that adjustments. Now you can see search campaigns are where you actually manage these. So these are advertiser managed, which if you are doing your own advertising, you're managing your own account, that would be you. You can go in there and edit keywords compared to smart campaigns, which provides you different themes, so it gives you a little bit of insight. And then you can also see more detailed reports in search campaigns, and you can have multiple landing pages go with an ad. So I might have one ad going to 4 different pages because I might be testing which page is more effective too. All right, remember what I said about if there is a question that takes more than a sentence to write, then I am going to have to wait that to the end because it takes me about a minute to read it, and I don't want that for everybody. But I do see, how should one go about running a competitor ad against a similar company? Oh, I would research that, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment, Amanda, okay? So it's important for us first, though, to understand how an ad account works. This is critical because you're going to be lost still and kind of trying to figure things out if you don't know how it works. So first you have an ad account. This is important first. All right, so that's your unique email address, your password, your billing. That's your account. That's your Google account. You will have several campaigns. This is showing 2. You may have something like I have, where I have 50 or 80 different campaigns going at once. That is because I work with a lot of businesses in helping them set up their ads correctly. And most of the time because they've had bad experiences themselves, or a lot of times with different agencies. And then you will see that each campaign has several ad groups. So I might have a campaign that's to get more calls, but then I might have different photos and videos with each. So that's a different ad group each time. I might have different text there as well. And so each of those keyword ads are part of an ad group. So there might be one ad group where I'm talking about, I'm talking about, let's say the whole campaign is I want to get more dog photos. I want dog photos, home dog photos. This is you bringing home your new puppy, okay, or your new dog, because it could be a senior rescue dog as well. So that's the campaign. Then the ad group could be, this is for Cairn Terriers. This is for Yorkshire Terriers. This is for Labradors. This is for Labradoodles. This is for Poodles. This is, so each ad group, because when somebody sees a picture and I'm looking and targeting somebody with a Corgi, but they see a big Lab or a Great Dane, they may not feel like it's for them. So I may change that creative to match the actual target market, really understanding what my goal is there, okay? What's a campaign? Oh, great question. So what is a campaign? A campaign means, what are you focused on? What is the goal? So you have one goal with a campaign. So for example, just in that example I shared about the dogs, my campaign, the campaign I have in mind is I want to get more dogs in for dog photos who are new puppies, new home photos. That's what I want. I want them either in studio, that could be one campaign, on location at their place, at their home, so out of studio. That could be the other campaign that I have. I might have those 2 campaigns, one in the studio, one out of studio. It could even be, I want one campaign that's going to be, I'm focused on all of Oklahoma, and then the other campaign is focused on Texas. It could be one campaign, I'm focused on Enid, Oklahoma only, and another campaign, I'm focused on Tulsa, Oklahoma. But now I'm going to, in the ad groups, I'm going to have Cairn Terriers. I want them to come in the studio from Eden, Oklahoma. I want corgis, and so that's how we break that down. I hope that did that make sense? Please let me know, because I want to make sure you're getting the most value from our time here today, and I'm answering your questions. Okay? Let me know in the chat box. Now, this is what I was telling you about getting around that smart campaign. By default, you land right there at that top what's that called? The top rectangle. But you'll see at the very bottom where it says, are you a professional marketer? Switch to expert mode. So even though you may not feel like a pro, if you switch to expert mode, now you have more functionality available to you, okay? So as you do this, look under where you can search now. When you create a search campaign, you click there first. Then you're going to select, ooh, I tried to say that too fast, select the campaign settings. Okay, so when you select the settings, that's first. You'll set up your ad groups. Remember, the campaign could be, I want more dogs to come in the studio to take a photo. Then I'll set up the ad groups. I want small, medium size, large size. Then I'm going to go ahead and create those ads with a picture of a small dog, a picture of a medium sized dog, all different kinds of breeds, and then a picture of a large sized dog. And then I'll review all those ads and launch. I might, that's why I say sometimes I am working with 80 different campaigns, because it could be, we want to have them come in location. We want to be at their place. We want to be at their school. We want to be at their graduation. We want to be at the adoption center. Whatever they're doing, I try to tailor every campaign so it is focused on who that end customer is. And remember what I said about this. I'm going to drop that again. If you tumbled in and you want a copy of the actual recording from today, which will be there this afternoon, or the slides, because I customize every slide, then feel free to use the link that I just shared, and then also what you see in front of you. If you want to take a quick snap of the QR code. I see a question here, where does the photo appear? It appears under the ad. That's for a display ad, okay? Right now I'm just focused on search ads, but when I did talk about campaigns, I did talk about photos. So that would actually show up in a display ad. That's where that does show up, Shannon. So there are different kinds of Google ads, from Google search text ads to Google display to even YouTube video ads. Okay, so how can we improve those ads? Well, let's take a deeper dive. One of the things we can do is look really carefully that we're saying something super succinct in these headlines. Now, I have been a real fan of ChatGPT, and the reason why is because I look for anything that can shorten the work. So if I tell ChatGPT, I want it to say this in 30 characters, it will tell me what it's going to say. Now, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have to tell it, act like you're the owner of this business, or act like you're this customer and you're searching for this and you need to know this information. How would you rewrite this? Make it shorter, make it better, hit harder here. Don't mention this. I will tell ChatGPT that. And if you're not using that, I encourage you to, because you can do that for free. I don't sell it at all. You can't sell it from what I understand, but it is a great tool. There are other ones out there, right? Sonic, Jasper, OpenAI, what AI? I'm trying to think. Right side, Jasper. Yeah, there's Right Sonic. Man, I'm blanking on all of them. There's dozens of them. Search them, okay? Me too, Pam. I'm a big fan of it. When I select Start Now, it takes me to putting my credit card. You can skip it. You can skip it. It will always pull you towards the credit card. Just know that. Even as you progress through, you can skip it. Yes, life changing. The AI is life changing. So you'll see, though, we do have some tips at that lower left hand corner. If you go to g.co// text ad tips, then you can see some tips also to make your ads more engaging there. So you see in this instance, this ad, she's selling, she's wanting to sell to people who want to buy a cranberry jam versus just looking for jam, because they could be, you don't want to pay for somebody who's clicking on how to make jam. You don't want that. But if they want to buy cranberry jam, and we're talking about the lady we Trade Street Jams, who we saw her video, she wants to pay when only people are wanting to buy cranberry jam. Because if you just put jam in as far as a search term that you want to show up in your ad, you're going to get a bunch of clicks of people that are not relevant to what you need, because there could be DIY lookers as well. And you want to include keywords in that ad text. Plus, you want to have a good call to action. And it is because we are all so busy and inundated with so much information in any given day that we get lost on what to do next. We're often distracted by a text or a ping or a WhatsApp coming in, and we don't remember what we were going to do next. So it's good to remind them and have a good, strong call to action. So you can see that when you use keywords in Smart Campaigns, there's a theme that already comes up. So it already populates from the information it's pulling about your business that Google does know. And you can decide to click on each of these or click them off if they fit, because again, fig jam may not fit for her if she didn't have that, but maybe she has fig jam with no sugar. Now remember, you can aim for 7 to 10 different themes. So when I say that, look at 7 to 10 different keywords, because you have to think really, how does your customer search? What are they putting in? That's why whenever I ask anybody to do competitive research, I ask you to read the reviews of your competitors, because in their own words, people who are buying from your competitors are telling the competitor and you, because you're doing the research, what words and what matters most to them. You have great opportunity to learn from all the efforts that your competitor is putting forth. Plus, you can also see where they're making some mistakes and see if that's an opportunity for you. You can then also add negative keyword themes. Now, what's a negative keyword? A negative keyword is a keyword that you don't want to pay for when somebody clicks on it. So for example, if you see at the very bottom, and I apologize, I just cannot make my mouse show up here in front of you guys. So I'm gonna have to figure that part out. I have to go to more YouTube University to show that. But if you see the fig jam, no sugar, that last oval at the very bottom, if that didn't pertain to her, because if let's say all of her jam had sugar, then she would want to make sure that was off and not available, because she didn't want people searching for that and them to find her and then to be disappointed. Okay. Oh, you can. Okay, Nicole, thank you. I just don't see it. You guys are helping me so much. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. All right. So when we look at keywords, we can use jam, for example. In Trade Street Jam, this is really broad, which means everybody looking for jam, how to make jam, how to get jam stains out of the carpet or out of a couch, how to, where to buy Trade Street Jam, where to buy fig jam. So all of those are broad, and we only want to focus on people looking for our particular jam or our different, even if they don't know our name, maybe the different flavor of jam. So as we do that, you can see that ads, when you have the quotes around it, that's a phrase. So we are specifically looking for jam. When we have the brackets around it, that means it has to be exactly the same. It can't be like jam. For example, let's say I want to look for the latest jams because I'm looking for the latest tunes that a DJ would play at my wedding. I don't want to show up then for that phrase. I want to use the brackets. Exactly. You are looking for jam, not jams. And then I might even put a negative here, band. I'm not looking for bands for my wedding. I'm not looking for any of that. I'm looking for jam, actual jam. Okay. So that way now she knows, she puts the negative band she's not paying for when everybody clicks on that. Okay, now this is what I was talking about in expert mode, what you can do, and you can do this 100% for free. You do not have to add at all a credit card. If you go up here to this gear and click on tools and settings, you will actually see a drop down menu appear, and you're looking for what's known as the keyword planner. That keyword planner, everyone, can give you free insight into keywords. Now, I know a lot of people look for this and a lot of people don't know where to find this, or they'll pay for something like Ahrefs or SEMrush. And I love both those tools. I am also a fan of those tools. But understand, if you are free and you're just trying to make it, because I am a bootstrap marketer. So I understand cash flow is king and you've got to make sense. Everything has to be able to get some good return. And I'm not going to spend for something till it gets returned. So as I look at a keyword planner, I look here first because this is 100% free. Between this, Google Trends, and even general Google search, that's how you can find keywords. And I'm happy to show you that after, as we finish things up. I don't want to keep anybody late because I promise to be respectful of your time, but you can utilize this and I can show you how to do that at the end, okay? If you want me to, just let me know. So what are ad assets? These are different assets that you have actually from your site. So a call out asset is when you call out specifics, like we have Polaroid shades, we have UV resistant shades. So I'm talking about sunglasses now. We have all these things. Those are different call outs. Those are different specifics. Site link assets are actual links to your site. So you might have a link that says fig jam. Fig jam with no sugar. You might have site links. It could be price assets. So if you have a special offer that you're offering in your ad, then you could put a special offer and price there, and then a nice big $ icon will show up, which is nice, a little price tag icon, which gets a little bit more attention in ads. Or it could be that you're promoting something specifically. True. So that could be the case. So how do you measure success? Remember what I said about if you're not measuring, you're not marketing. $1 or 1 minute spent that's not lifting the bottom line or getting you closer to your goal is $1 or 1 minute spent too much. So let's take a look and see. We want to know exactly what it is the goal is, and you need to start with that with your ads. Because if you don't know that, then you're going to be just shooting into the dark or shooting a dream, and that's really hard to measure. So what specifically do you want your ad to do? What does success look like, sound like, and feel like if your ads are doing really well? So is it impressions? So what are impressions? Those are when people see your ad. That doesn't mean that they have an interest. This is just reaching people. You'll hear it and see it a lot of times called as CPM, cost per million, or cost per thousands even, but it really stands for CPM. And that's to reach the masses. How many people, how many eyeballs are actually looking at it? It doesn't mean that they have interest in it though. It could be clicks. To me, clicks mean that there's an interest. People purposely click when they want to know more. When they see an ad, it could just be that they're scrolling to daylight and they're just bored now, waiting to pick up their kids in the school pickup line, but they really don't have an interest. Then there's also conversions. Conversions are also very important too, because conversions let you know not only that they have an interest, but this is something that makes them or encourages and entices them to buy. So as you look at your campaigns, your smart campaigns, and this was asked earlier, how do you measure this? You're going to look at insights. You're going to look at the different reports available, and you'll see that it gives you impressions. So how many people saw it? How many eyeballs saw it? Clicks, how many people said, I have an interest in this? So that's what a click means. I have an interest. You can also see how many people convert, which means I bought, I sold, I downloaded that video. They did something that was a success action on your site, or success action deemed that you want done because of for that ad. That's how you're measuring whether or not that ad is successful. So you look at that. I always look at conversions, but I know it all starts with clicks and impressions, okay? So you can also see in the campaigns what ad groups are doing best, okay? So what campaigns, what landing pages, if you're using landing pages, and even what keywords are getting the best. And I love to look at that because that's how I make adjustments. Remember what I said about the dangers of setting and forgetting it, which means you set and forget your pocketbook, and I'm not into that at all. I want every dollar to get us closer to the goal. So as you track conversions, you need to really know and understand what number of conversions do you want? What does that success looks like for you? You know, if I spend $1, then to get $2 in conversion doesn't make me happy because I just spent $1 and I made one extra dollar. Or even worse, is I spend $1 and I get just $1, or I get 80 cents. So I've seen that a lot of times with people where they'll spend $5 and they made $4. And I'm like, you're not winning. Because you need to really look at the number of conversions, your cost per conversion. So that's not just the cost per click, but your cost per conversion. And that's what's known as your conversion rate. I look at this a lot when I'm working with businesses. What's your conversion rate? Because I want to make sure everything that we put on ads, and as you do, you want this as well. So even though I'm saying this, I'm saying it because I'm speaking from the heart of a small business. You want to make sure that all of your conversion rates are doing well. If it's not, then why is that information on an ad, or why is it on your site if it's not doing the heavy lifting of getting to the success action? And then you can measure a lot of different things too, so you can see whether or not they look for your contact information, you're getting directions, whether or not your phone call leads got you there. A lot of times when I'm working, especially with local providers like heating and air conditioning people, I will even service people like plumbers. What I'll do is I will encourage them to do a call ad. Let me go back to that. So the call ad, let me show you that. The phone call ad, because it'll show you every phone call, every phone number that called, and I can actually produce that report. You can do that as well in Google Ads. Take a look and see who called what number, and if they're calling from the wrong zip code that you don't serve that zip code, then you can teach Google Ads by saying, no, that phone number is no good, that zip code's no good, or that area code, not zip code, area code, but all of that, you can teach that as well. And what you're doing is you're teaching Google Ads so it will serve better and get you closer to your goal. Make sense to everybody? Are conversions only for e-commerce? No, conversions are not only for e-commerce, because a conversion is a success action. So if I want somebody to put in their email address, that's a lead, that's a success action, that's a conversion. If I want somebody to watch a video on my site or read a blog post in my site and they click on that link and they go and stay on that page, that's a conversion. If I want them to download a PDF, that's a conversion. If they call me, that's a conversion. Okay. So e-commerce, yes. I mean, you go and you buy something, that's a conversion too. But there are several success actions depending on your goal and depending on your industry. Because I might not have anything for sale on my website, but let's say because I'm a speaker, right? So I love to go speak, not just for Google, but sometimes they bring me into different events. And I'm interested in that. So what I consider success conversion on my site is when somebody clicks on the lead to tell me more and they send me their contact information. That's a conversion for me. Okay? Make sense? Great question, Jenny. Oops, let me go back to this because I do want to highlight this. Do connect your Google Ads with Google Analytics because the two of them, remember just what I said at the beginning about the fact that Google tools, when they speak to each other, man, they really get to know that you are a real business, you're a viable business. But it also teaches Google Ads what your customers like. When people click on those ads, what do they like and what they don't like? So it really makes Google Ads work better. And this is where I see a lot of people failing. Remember, number one, I said where people failed in their ads is they sent them to the homepage. Well, this is number two. They don't take advantage of a free tool that will help teach Google Ads to be more effective and efficient with your money, which I definitely want Google Ads to be. All right? All right, everybody, we are 4 minutes till time, but as I said, I always stay after, because I love to answer questions, so I'm here for you as long as somebody's typing and asking questions, but I do want to do a quick recap. So what we covered here is actually how Google Ads work. So we covered all of this, how you can advertise on Google, how you can improve those ads, really looking at your keywords and what you're focused on. Do you do broad, where you're just looking at everybody looking at jam, or are you looking specifically, and are you looking at negative keywords? How you can measure your success, and then of course, right now we're going through the recap and the resources available to you. Again, if you want a copy of this, I will drop this. Remember, it'll be this afternoon, so know that it's not there right now. Right now, there, if you go there, you will put in your email address and a password. Remember that password when you want to come back later, because later on this afternoon, you'll have a copy of today's slide deck as well as the recording that I'm making right now. Okay? But right now, the handout is available in there, or you might want to snap that QR code. Oh, sorry, that's Google Ads. This is the visibility plan. Sorry, that's one of the resources I wanted to share with you. I do have a 5-day visibility plan because I know the number one question I'm asked is how to use Google Business Profile for free to be visible before somebody spends on ads. And I always encourage you that use everything for free first. That's number one. So if you want a copy of that, you can get that at this QR code. It's different from the slides. Sorry, guys. I saw this and I was thinking it's the slides, but it is Get Found in 5. So bit.ly, Get Found in 5, and that's the 5-day visibility plan. And that's 100% free for you. Okay. All right. Now I also have this. If you want to learn how to utilize and look for keywords, I'm happy to show you this, and you're welcome to, because we have people in the military here that if you want a military discount, feel free to use the coupon code military discount to get that. And I'm here for you if you have any questions. So I'm happy to show you even right now as well. Okay. But that way now you have a complete list and the complete system that I use. All right, everybody, what's your action plan? What is it? What are you going to do? Because knowledge is not powerful until it is applied. Understand that while this may be great information and facts, if you don't know how to apply it, either you yourself are managing your ads, or this is now helping you make better decisions on what your agency is telling you and the information that they're providing you and what to look for and what to ask them for, then it's just wasted time. And I never want to waste anybody's time. It's very, very important that you get value from this. And in order to do that, what are you going to apply? So let me know. Let me know right there at the chat box exactly what you plan to apply. And let me see. Oh, absolutely. Oh, Pam, thank you. Thank you for the appreciation. I do appreciate you as well, because I wouldn't be able to reach your community, especially within the New Mexico area, if it wasn't for you, right? I love being in New Mexico, but I happen to not be housed there, and I wish I could be physically there, right? Can you please, oh, yes, I will definitely do that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Um, there we go. Let me go big on that. Let's see. I see tourism is slightly different. We're not selling a product service. Yes, actually you are. Um, we are selling visitors on our site. How would you measure the success of an ad there? Just clicks and conversions. Yes, absolutely. Clicks and conversions, because impressions, I mean, you can do impressions, but to me, that's like a TV ad. So when you look at traditional media and you look at a TV ad, how many people are actually paying attention when a TV ad's on? So that's why I like the clicks, because that is somebody raising their hand, letting me know, Warren, that this is of interest to them. So you are selling them, you're selling them an experience. Okay, so you're selling them an experience. Well, who else competes for experience dollars? Not just other cities, but other resorts. It could be other venues. So while I might have an experience, let's say, um, okay, I live in Midland, Texas. Let's say Odessa, Texas has a version of what's known as something like a Stonehenge. Okay, so let's say that. And they are wanting to sell experience to me to come to Odessa, Texas. It's just 16 miles down the road. We really are the Permian Basin, one community. But 16 miles down the road, they want me to have a little staycation and come to Odessa and see the Stonehenge there. So that's what they're vying for right now. The city of Odessa will win if I go stay at a hotel there, right? Heads in beds. And they'll also win if I come to see any location there. But let's say I also hear that there is organic shrimp in Imperial, Texas, or I want to go to the sands, the sandhills of Monahans, Texas, which is the other side, the west side of Odessa. So I'm east of Odessa. I travel through Odessa to get to Monahans. So that's who they're competing with, not so much just Stonehenge and Odessa, but they're also competing against Imperial, Texas with the shrimp, or Monahans with the sandhills. Or even, let's say I'm UTPB, University of Texas Permian Basin, and they are wanting to sell their Stonehenge experience, right? So that's what they want people to do. But I decide to go to the theater and to the music festival. So that's what I do. That is they're actually competing with the experience of that. I hope that's helpful. Okay, let me go back here. Um, Let me share this because I do want to make sure if you want to give me a review. I always love to ask for reviews. I love to actually model for everybody that when you've given service to somebody, ask for a review always, because that's where we all fail, is that we don't consistently ask for a review. And yes, we're at 11:02, everybody. If you need to go, please go, but I'm here to answer your questions if you don't need to go. Okay, so I don't want you to feel like I've gone over. You are free to go. But let me see. Should you have reviews before ads? I highly encourage you to, Tiffany, because reviews give you credibility. Without the reviews, then people are still trying to figure out whether you're a credible source. But you really need to look and see what your goals are, because when you look at your goals, what you want to do is you want to see whether or not you're getting visibility. So when I say goals, for example, let's say you look at Google Analytics, Tiffany, and you see that you only get 100 eyeballs coming to your site. So your first goal is not going to be, I want somebody to select me yet. I just wanted them to know that I exist. There's an awareness. So if there's an awareness, then it could be, you know what, I don't have any reviews yet, but I'm going to go ahead and send them to my site just so that they can see. So you're looking at a click of they're coming to your site. Do they even consider my site something that they'd have an interest in? Because a click is a raise of hand. It is them self-disclosing this is of interest to them, which is to me a very powerful tool than impressions. Impressions can get so costly for people. But your reviews, then yes, if you've got reviews, that gives you the credibility. When you look at a funnel, so what a funnel, a marketing funnel looks like. Typical marketing funnel is awareness is first, top of funnel. Then we start funneling in can't speak today. Funneling him in through consideration. So consideration is next. That's when reviews come up. If you have enough awareness, now you can start focusing on consideration, right? Now, a lot of times I like to work that in tandem because sometimes it happens fast. Awareness to consideration can just be click, click. And if you don't have something for them to consider reviews, then you lose. So you definitely want to work on reviews all the time. That is a bucket you consistently need to fill. But after consideration, then comes conversion. So once there's conversion, now what happens? They are actually buying from you. They're doing something, they're buying from you, a success act. They're downloading something, they're calling you, they're viewing something. It's a success act that happens on your site. Does that make sense? All right. Oh, no worries, Rob. No worries. You gotta go. You gotta go. Gotta take care of business. All right. Let me see. I see. Let me see. Um, ooh. I missed some information here. You're very welcome, everybody. Uh, do I get? Okay. No worries. No worries. I got it. Um, so I can see the other question and answers. Actually, when I'm now that I'm going to Q&A, because I didn't want to end with this, how you can find me, I'm going to go ahead and stop.